And welcome back to the Arc Arena here on the campus of Baruch College. It is our second game of our doubleheader CUNYAC Conference matchup between the York College Cardinals and your Baruch Bearcats. If you're just tuning in, the women's game was right before this. Baruch able to pull out a victory 66-52, giving themselves a two-game win streak. Alongside Jamal Chapman, I'm David Justin. Jamal, a big game for Baruch, trying to make it a 9-0 record here at the Arc Arena.
This is definitely a big game for Baruch this evening. And with an opportunity like this, facing the York team, they could go 9-0 here at the Arc Arena and stay undefeated, but most importantly, increase their standing position in the CUNYAC Conference.
Baruch currently coming into the game 10-1 in the CUNYAC. Only loss at the College of Staten Island. They're 9-3 in their own right, so just a tough loss, though, losing by 29 on the road. But like we said, undefeated at home, and 5 games remaining here in the schedule. Jamal, a big one tonight against York, who come in at 4-8 in the CUNYAC, so definitely a winnable matchup. And they're led by their leading scorer, Darren Dove.
Yeah, you know, York currently right now they're at the third from last in the CUNYAC Conference. But any team in the CUNYAC Conference is dangerous, and the Baruch Bearcats definitely need to take advantage of this opportunity that they have in front of them. You know, it's a formidable team right now that they're putting out there, and going against York, you know, you could sleep, and you could probably take this moment for granted. So definitely the Bearcats need to come out, put that pressure on, and bring it to the York Cardinals.
Baruch led by 3 seniors, Andre Harris, Bryler Page, and William Sixsmith, all averaging over 13 points a game. For the Bearcats, if you're Baruch, you got to get them going early, and you got to jump out against this York College team.
Right, you definitely have to get your starters out there going early. You know, Andre Harris, Bryler Page, William Sixsmith, great scorers for the Bearcats. They're top 3 scorers. But it's also the bench play that's going to be pivotal for the Bearcats. In the last game here at the Arc Arena, you know, you had Andre Harris going out early with foul trouble, and you had players like Benjamin Boateng, Alan Villar stepping up off the bench in crucial minutes. Bryler Page, that was his 1,000-point game. He was playing aggressive. And even Jack Sixsmith, William Sixsmith, showing different aspects of their game. William Sixsmith, known to put up a lot of threes, was driving. Jack Sixsmith directing the offense as usual. And they was able to pull out a win. So I think it's a full recipe of not only the starters, but it's crucial that that bench play is there for the Bearcats this evening.
And last game against Medgar Evers, Joseph Zucchino actually leading the way for Baruch. Right. So really a lot of different looks the Baruch Bearcats can throw at you, and definitely a bunch of options on the offensive end, and they've been deadly from behind the arc.
Yeah, they've definitely been playing big, and you like to see freshmen like Zucchino come in the game, play big, and lead the charge, because, you know, he's going to be here for years to come, and this is a good moment for him to show the coaches what he can do and for his minutes to increase and see more of him throughout the season.
With Baruch starting also 4 seniors, it's a great case for him to make a claim for a starting spot next year when you're losing the Sixsmith brothers, Bryler Page, and Andre Harris.
Right, and this is his opportunity to get as much experience out there with the Bearcats. You know, they're right in position to get a playoff berth this year, and just to have that experience as a freshman, playing with these seniors, learning, soaking up all the information that you can get is only going to be beneficial for him in the down his future career.
So the York College Cardinals going with a 3-guard, 2-forward lineup. The 3 guards tonight for the York College Cardinals are number 2, Divine Chisholm, number 4, Tayshawn Forehand Jenkins, and number 10, Darren Dove, their leading scorer at over 15 points a game. And at forward, number 12, Akil Vaughn, and number 3, Malik John. And starting for your Baruch College Bearcats, it's the same lineup we've seen for a majority of the season so far. Going also with the 3-guard, 2-forward lineup, it's going to be Jack Sixsmith, William Sixsmith, and Bryler Page in the backcourt with Andre Harris and George Smith Jr. The York College Cardinals are coached by head coach Nolan Adams, and the Baruch Bearcats are coached by head coach John Alisi. Once again, like we said, Baruch's trying to stay undefeated at home here at the Arc Arena and really start off strong against this York College Cardinal team. York College going to be wearing their road reds, going to be going right to left to start the first half. White letters and white numbers. And for your Baruch College Bearcats, they'll be in their home whites with light blue trim and dark blue letters and numbers. And we are moments away from tip-off. Tip-off today is going to be between Akil Vaughn and Andre Harris at center circle. And we are moments away from tip-off here at the Arc Arena. It'll be Vaughn and it'll be Harris on the tip. And it'll be York to control with forehand Jenkins. Ball swung around. It'll be Darren Dove up top working on Bryler Page. Forehand Jenkins now on the wing looking for Chisholm. He's able to get into the lane. Actually, he gives it off to number 3, Malik John. His shot's no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Last off Baruch College. So ball inbound, and it's stolen there as the inbound tried to go to Akil Vaughn. Jack Sixsmith comes away with it over to William Sixsmith. Pull up NBA 3 off front rim. No good. Andre Harris bats it around, and it'll be Devin Chisholm to come away with it. Andre Harris steals the ball, and it'll be now Bryler Page who corrals that one into Jack Sixsmith, and Baruch starting quick here. George Smith Jr. gives the pick right to Bryler Page. Bryler Page able to get a free lane and lay it right in with the right hand.
Good way right there for Bryler Page to find the open lane straight to the basket for the layup. Good execution by the Bearcats on that one.
A nice play there by Smith Jr. on the pick.
Right.
As now forehand Jenkins has it now. Takes a double pick from Dove and Vaughn. Dove on the right wing, up top now to Chisholm. Ball swung around to Dove in the corner. He goes past Bryler Page into the lane. Nice hop step. Shot's no good. William Sixsmith able to come around with that rebound, and he'll push the tempo. Gives it to his brother Jack. Right in front of us here in the scorer's table. Now Andre Harris up top. Bryler Page on the wing. Takes the pick from Harris. Goes right into the lane. Bounce, chest pass right to George Smith Jr. on the baseline, and he knocks that one down in a quick 4 points in the first minute and a half here at the Arc Arena.
Right now, the Bearcats are hitting on all cylinders, and they're putting the pressure on the York Cardinals.
Forehand Jenkins, nice crossover move there on Sixsmith to create some space. Gives it off to Dove up top, now to Chisholm. Looking for his options to John. And that ball's thrown away. John was trying to get it to Darren Dove in the corner, and that's going to be out of bounds and go back to Baruch. So a quick start here for the Bearcats.
Quick start right now for the Bearcats, and they have an opportunity to get some more buckets right here.
Jack Sixsmith will walk it across the timeline. He's covered by forehand Jenkins. It'll be George Smith Jr. up top. Hand off to Sixsmith. Gives it back outside to Andre Harris, working on John. Shot's no good by Harris. George Smith Jr. comes away with the rebound. Sixsmith puts it on the deck. William Sixsmith going right into the lane. Gives it off to his brother Jack. Nice play there by the Sixsmith brothers.
1-2 punch right there. William Sixsmith driving baseline. Almost thought he was going to go out of bounds on that, but able to find Jack Sixsmith cutting on that play.
Forehand Jenkins now into the lane. Kicks it back out to John. Nice shot there by Chisholm. Off glass, around and out. No good. And William Sixsmith is fouled as he corrals that rebound. Foul's going to be on number 2, Devine Chisholm.
It's good to see William Sixsmith. You're starting to see different aspects of his game. You know, could have stood there and just pulled for the 3, but was able to drive on that last possession. Kick it off to his brother Jack for the layup.
And Jack now handed it off to William. Now George Smith Jr. has it up top. Gives it off to Bryler Page. Darren Dove on him. Now Andre Harris. Hand off back to Page. Ball swung to Sixsmith in the left wing. Inside to George Smith Jr. Has Vaughn on him. Looking for options. Sixsmith comes off the pick. William Sixsmith 3. No good off back rim. George Smith Jr. couldn't save it as he jumped over the bench right there. Nice hustle play there by Smith Jr. And it's going to go back to York College.
Yeah, good play to jump out of everybody that was sitting down right there, because that play could have turned out ugly.
Let's go, Keel.
Tyshawn forehand Jenkins now takes the pick there from Vaughn. Ball swung around, now Dove on the right wing. Chisholm, forehand Jenkins has it on the wing on the left side here. He's double teamed by both the Sixsmiths. Pass inside for Vaughn is stolen by Andre Harris, and Baruch can push the tempo with Jack Sixsmith now running the point. Right into the lane, swings it outside to Andre Harris. Straightaway 3, shot's a little short, and Chisholm comes away with the rebound for the Cardinals.
You got to like these early offensive possessions for the Bearcats. Finding the open man, getting some good shots, and on the defensive end, we have them forcing 4 turnovers on the evening.
And where the women earlier were so successful on the defensive end, the men have picked right up and really forced York into some bad plays. Now Dove has it, working on Page. Gives it off to Malik John, hands it off to Chisholm. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. York really taking their time. Darren Dove, pull up 3. No good, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. And that's going to be a timeout for York College. 4 minutes gone. It's going to be a full timeout. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. 4 minutes gone here in the first half. It's the second game of the doubleheader between York College and Baruch. And Jamal, Baruch really able to jump all over this York team, forcing turnovers at the defensive end. 5 turnovers already for York College.
The Baruch Bearcats are playing well on defense right now, forcing 5 turnovers. But more importantly, they're coming down on the offensive end, and they're getting good possessions. You know, in that last shot, Andre Harris couldn't get that one to fall, but he was wide open. So that's a testament to their execution right now.
A nice ball movement by Jack Sixsmith to be able to get into that lane and then kick it out to the open Harris.
Right.
As Bryler Page now has a right wing, takes the pick from George Smith Jr. Nice behind-the-back pass, entry pass into Andre Harris. And Harris will be able to finish easily with the left hand as Malik John a bit on that bounce pass.
And that all started with good ball movement. You seen Bryler Page about to drive baseline, kick it back to George Smith, inside to Andre Harris, was able to get the defender slipping, able to go for the layup.
And even Andre Harris had George Smith on the give and go, who's also wide open. So Baruch giving themselves options on the offensive end as Darren Dove goes right into the lane and able to finish against Bryler Page.
Good move by Darren Dove there, using his solid frame on Bryler Page, able to get the contact and go up strong for the layup.
Nice job there by William Sixsmith to keep the ball alive. Now Jack Sixsmith into the lane. Gives it up to William Sixsmith. A couple spin moves on the top of the key. He's in the paint now. Trying to find his brother Jack, and he throws that one into the second row. And it'll go back to York College. A little bit more than 5 minutes gone here in the first.
Yeah, it was just Bruce's first turnover, but aside from that, great execution on the offensive end right now. Just a little bit of bad miscommunication between Jack and William on that one.
And Alan Villar over to the scorer's table waiting to check in as Darren Dove has it left wing for the York College. Bryler Page on him. Dove gets the ball stripped by Page, and Jack Sixsmith comes away with it. Nice defensive play there. Jack Sixsmith able to find a cutting George Smith Jr. Ooh, lost his footing outside to William Sixsmith for 3. No good. Rebounded there by forehand Jenkins. Just quickly into the lane, and he's fouled. The foul's going to be on, I believe, number 1, Jack Sixsmith, his first. Checking into the game for York College, number 00, Luca Tamer, and number 14, Brandon Harriott. Malik John and Divine Chisholm to the bench. Alan Villar coming into the game for George Smith Jr. Now forehand Jenkins has it right wing. Crossover move on Jack Sixsmith into the lane. Gives that outside to Harriott. His shot no good, and now Jack Sixsmith rushing with the ball. That ball's loose, and forehand Jenkins hits the deck, but it'll be back to Baruch. Harriott working on Dion Harris. Now inside to Villar. Villar's fouled as he gets that shot up, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Keel Vaughn right there at 6'5". Has the height to match Villar, but he doesn't have the size. That thick frame of Villar is able to go ahead and get the contact and be going to the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first. Baruch have an opportunity to match their biggest lead with 8 here in the early going. A little bit more than 6 minutes gone at the Arc Arena. It's in your second game of the CUNYAC doubleheader between York and Baruch. And Alan Villar rounding out, no good, and almost an offensive board there. It's going to be Tamer into the front court for York. Almost loses the ball there, and he's able to put it back on the deck, and the foul there is going to be on number 3, William Sixsmith. A little too much hands for Sixsmith, and that'll be his first. Now forehand Jenkins on the right wing. Has Jack Sixsmith on him. Gives it off to Tamer on the right wing. Now takes the pick from number 12, Akil Vaughn. Tamer back to Dove on the right wing. A lot of action on the far side of the court, and Dove able to knock that one down, only a 2. 9-4, Baruch lead.
If the York Cardinals are going to be in this game, they're going to definitely need some production from Darren Dove, who's their currently leading scorer at 15 points per game.
Andre Harris, spin move into the lane. They're going to call a travel. Surprisingly enough, Darren Dove, their leading scorer, he only shoots a pedestrian 32% from the field and only 31% from downtown. It's at the free throw line where he's at 80% is where he's able to really do some of his damage.
Yeah, it's kind of like how it players like compare him like players like James Harden. You know, maybe he's not shooting, having a good shooting night, but his ability to get to the free throw line is reasons why he could get buckets.
A nice play there by forehand Jenkins, a little crossover move and a high arcing floater with the right hand. Now Jack Sixsmith takes the pick from Alan Villar. Nice spin there by Sixsmith, gives it off to Villar. Once again, going in strong, but I think that time he was blocked by number 10, Darren Dove, and a good defensive play there by their leading offensive player.
The York Cardinals are getting a couple of buckets, then it's starting to feel good.
And Darren Dove turns that one over. And Andre Harris gives it right back as Luka Tamer comes away with the steal. Tamer right into the lane, gives it outside to Dove on the right wing. Dove hop step into the paint, able to finish off the glass. Nice play there by number 10, Darren Dove, and it's his first points of the evening.
Darren Dove has single-handedly brought his team back into this game. He's now has 6 points, 3 for 4 shooting on the evening.
Bryler Page, step back three. He hits the deck, wanted a foul call, no good. Forehand Jenkins now up to Dove. Dove's going to get fouled and go to the line to shoot two, and an opportunity for York to take their first lead of the evening. And Coach Alisi wants to talk things over with the refs tonight. Dove off on the first. And Dove knocks down the second. So Jack Sixsmith will walk it into the front court for the Bearcats. Bryler Page comes across. He'll get it on left wing. Now inside to Villar. Has Andre Harris wide open. Instead, he's going to get called for the offensive foul, and Andre Harris wanted the ball at the free throw line for an open jumper. And Alan Villar has to be a little mindful right there. You have Andre Harris. I think that's what Coach Alisi's talking to Alan. You have Andre Harris not only at the free throw line, but at the free throw line open for the jumper, and you got to give it up there. Instead, he gets called for the offensive foul. And it'll be forehand Jenkins now in the front court. Takes a double pick from Harriott and Vaughn. Now forehand Jenkins on the wing. Step back jumper, baseline jumper against Jack Sixsmith. No good. And Zakino, who just checked into the game for Sixsmith, has the ball now up to Jack Sixsmith. He'll go right into the lane. Give it outside of Bryler Page. Zakino over to Andre Harris. Harriott on him. Bounce pass to Villar. Villar working on Vaughn. Backs him down. Tamer comes away with the steal. Nice play there by Luka Tamer. Good presence of mind to find Harriott. Now forehand Jenkins right into the lane. Gives it off. Trying to find Vaughn in the paint, and Bryler Page comes away with the steal. And the tempo is really ramped up here, Jamal, in the last few minutes.
Yeah, and you could give that credit to Darren Dove for the York Cardinals, as he definitely brought his team all the way back here in this game.
And Alan Villar gets called in his favor. The foul there is going to be on number 12, Akil Vaughn, and I think Alan Villar a little frustrated that he didn't get the call earlier on.
Right, and you can definitely see he's getting the call now, but on a couple of couple plays, you see him try to go at the rim. It led him to turnover, and then on that last play, it was an offensive foul when he had Andre Harris right there. But right now, he's trying to step into two shots. Couldn't get the first one to drop. But maybe you want to see him more down in that low block spot. You see he kind of caught the ball a little bit away from the paint. Maybe if you catch it right there on the block, he could just catch it, go straight up. That's probably a little bit better for him in those situations.
Jack Reese checking into the game for Baruch. And Darren Dove back into the game as Forehand Jenkins comes to the bench for the York Cardinals. Benjamin Boateng will be in the game for Alan Villar, and Coach Alisi's going to talk it over with Villar before he has a seat on the bench. Probably talking about that one play right there when he had Andre Harris for the mid-range jumper. Baruch lead 10-9. Well, coming in on the halfway point of this first half. Now Dove has it. Bryler Page on him. That's a matchup we'll be focused in on for the remainder of the night. And Boateng blocks Chisholm's shot as Chisholm trying to go up and over the 6'6" Benjamin Boateng. Now Bryler Page into the paint. Gives it off to Boateng. Nope. Instead it gets stolen by Darren Dove. Dove triple teamed inside there by Page, Giacchino, and Harris, but they're able to push it forward with Luca Tamer. Tamer, nice spin move. Able to go off glass and finish. What a play there by the freshman guard from Maspeth High School in Queens.
Right now, from that timeout, since that last timeout for the Bearcats, they turn over the ball 6 times.
And there's a block there. I think that was number 12, Akil Vaughn. Tamer hits the deck, but is able to give it off to Chisholm. And New York will be able to set up Coach Nolan Adams' offense. Handoff now to Darren Dove up top. Bryler Page on him. Harry out on the right wing. Pull up 3. Around and out. No good. A high arcing shot there by 14, Brandon Harriott.
And that one almost went down.
Now Boateng trying to get it into Andre Harris. He's able to leap over Harriott. Right-handed floater, no good. And Vaughn comes away with the rebound. And Baruch having a little bit of trouble inside and unable to finish when they get the ball around the rim.
Right, they're definitely not passing the ball like they were in the beginning of this game. They're not trying to find the open man. You know, they're just getting one pass in and then just going straight to the rim. Maybe they could benefit from some extra passes.
Chisholm's floater around and out, no good, and Boateng will push the offense. And Chisholm got a clean look from about 4 feet away and able to hit on that floater. But Baruch letting up some easy opportunities inside here in the last few minutes as Boateng straightaway 3 is good. He knocks that one down, and that's going to be a timeout for Coach Nolan Adams with 8:53 remaining here in the first half. Baruch lead 13-11 off that 3 by Boateng. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcat Broadcasting. And Jamal, 5 turnovers to start the game for York College. Baruch have now committed 6 of their own and starting to let some aspects of this game get away from them. Really have to hammer down and try to get some continuity back.
Hammer down is the word, Dave. They definitely need to lock down on these York Cardinals because right now they have the momentum on their side. You know, Boateng came in and hit that 3, which was able to slow them down a little bit. But once they got Darren Dove started going, hitting a couple of shots, you see them come back on defense, ramp up the pressure, force the Bearcats to make turnovers. At that point, this game is now 13-11. Now the Bearcats have an opportunity after getting a shot to go back on the defensive end, apply the pressure back to York, and gain back the momentum and put this game back into their favor.
And Baruch playing great defense so far, only letting York College shoot 39%, but the problem is they're only shooting 36% themselves. So it's definitely not the defensive effort from Baruch, only letting up 11 points so far in a little more than 11 minutes gone here at the Arc Arena. It's really the offensive end, and they really haven't seemed to get any continuity and rhythm going from really any of their players. It looked like Villar was trying to get the continuity going when he first checked into the game, had a couple fouls, an offensive foul.
Right.
And even free throws, which are great to get, kind of screws up their rhythm.
Yeah, it's definitely not what we've been seeing from the beginning of this game. Let's see if they can get back to more finding the open man, getting some more passes, and catching the defense sleeping.
Harriott gives it to Dove. Dove kicks it outside to Tamer, excuse me. Tamer's shot no good, is rebounded there by Boateng, and Jack Reese is going to push. Jack Reese has Tamer on him, and now it'll be Boateng up top. Almost thrown away there as Aquino was thinking about going backdoors. Aquino puts it on the deck into the paint, gives it off to Jack Reese up top. Aquino, open corner 3. A little too strong as William Sixsmith, who's just checked back into the game, able to get that rebound. He'll pull. Around and out, no good, but Boateng there for the rebound and can't finish. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Boateng's ball hung on the rim for it seemed like seconds and rolled out.
Boateng has come in this game so far, has brought the energy for the Bearcats. You know, first it was that 3, that straightaway 3, a couple seconds ago, and now he'd be going to the line for 2. But those last couple of possessions were very good for the Bearcats. Seen a lot of movement between Aquino, Reese, and also Boateng was able to find Aquino in the left corner for the open 3. Although he didn't get to knock it down, William Sixsmith gathered a rebound, realized he's open from 3, and just let it fly.
Baruch haven't really had an opportunity to get into that flow of the game that we've seen them in games past where they've come out and really got on the backs of some of their opponents.
Right.
Today, really struggling for earning every point that they need to get. As nice play there by Zucchino to tip out that offensive board. George Smith Jr. from Boateng can't finish, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul. I think that's going to be at number 25, Benjamin Boateng. Nice play there by Zucchino to keep that ball alive on the missed free throw. And it will be on Boateng on the over the back. So that'll be his first, checking into the game for York. I believe it's going to be number 3, Malik John, as we see Harriot come to the bench, and that'll be Chisholm in the corner. Darren Dove has it up top. Zucchino on him. Outside to John, now to Chisholm. He thinks about the shot. Instead, he'll pull. Nope, he gives it off to John. Now Darren Dove has to pull deep 3. Vaughn trying to keep that rebound alive, unable to do so, and it'll go back to Baruch.
Yeah, that almost was a recipe for a dangerous play. You know, you had Chisholm in the air trying to pass off while he should have just probably put up that shot.
Nikhil Vaughn reminded me a bit when watching him of Benjamin Boateng. Definitely gives you a lot of hustle on the defensive end.
Right.
And length for a big. As William Sixsmith lays it in with the left hand. Nice play there by the senior from Plainview, New York.
Showing all aspects, continue what he did last time here at the Arc Arena, finding the drives and going straight to the lane.
Chisholm now has a right wing as Forehand Jenkins comes to the scorer's table along with Brandon Harriot to check back into the game. And York are going to turn it over right underneath the basket. Tamer and Chisholm to the bench. Jack Sixsmith will check back into the game for Jack Reese for the Bearcats. So it'll be the Sixsmith brothers, Boateng, George Smith Jr., and Zucchino.
And we've been seeing this right now. You have Zucchino and Boateng off the bench. Some good, solid players who can provide a lot of minutes here for Coach Alisi, and they're definitely making their impact felt here.
Boateng into the paint. Nice post move, gives it out to George Smith Jr. Now up top to Zucchino. He takes the pick from Smith Jr. Right into the baseline. Instead, he goes too far over the baseline, and that'll be a turnover for Baruch. And another unforced error. Baruch's 7th turnover on the evening. 6.5 remaining. And Forehand Jenkins has it up top now for York. Looking for options with Jack Sixsmith all over him. Vaughn has it now. Gives it offside to Harriot. Forehand Jenkins calls for the pick. It's going to be Vaughn who supplies it. Now Harriot backdoor wide open, able to finish and one. And that is a sloppy foul from Baruch, giving away free points potentially to Brandon Harriot. Foul's going to be number 22, George Smith Jr. You can see Andre Harris coming to the scorer's table to check into the game. So is Bryler Page, and you got to assume George Smith is going to come to the bench. And John Alisi, I would be so shocked if he didn't have a word with him.
Yeah, it's definitely a play right there where you've seen Harriot, who had a straightaway layup. You know, you don't want to come around in situations like that and give up a foul, because now the lead is cut down to 2.
And if you're George Smith Jr. in that situation, if you foul, you have to make sure he does not hit that shot.
Right.
So Baruch leads 16 of 14. 6 minutes gone, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Boateng.
Yeah, that was a tough play right there. You know, the momentum is going back and forth in this game. York has a couple minutes where they're playing good on defense, and they come on the offensive end and they execute. And then the Bearcats have their moments. Right now, we're just going to see it's a game of back and forth.
Forehand Jenkins hits the deck on that pull-up 3. Shots off left rim, no good, and Bryler Page will come away with it. Page now, top of the key, gets the pick from Boateng. Ball swung around the arc. Jack Sixsmith takes the pick from Boateng. Bounce pass, mid-range baseline jumper for Andre Harris is good, and that's where you want to get him.
Right.
Start getting him in that mid-range, and you can see why Coach Alisi wanted Villar to give it off to him in the mid-range before, because Harris is such a streaky player. When he can get his shot and rhythm going, you know that he's going to be in for a good night.
The mid-range is definitely where he lives. You know, he could go straight to the rim. He could definitely pull for 3, but in that mid-range, he's deadly.
Harriot shot. It's an air ball, and I think Forehand Jenkins and Harriot wanted a foul call on Andre Harris there. Good D there by Harris. And it'll go back to Baruch. Coming in on 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Baruch lead 18 of 14 in what has been a low-scoring affair. Shots have been going up. They just have not been going in. Villar handoff to Sixsmith. Nope, instead lets him run by and gives it off to Harris. Harris step back jumper. He's fouled. Shot's no good. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. And if you're going to reach like that, you better make sure you get the ball.
Right. Or you don't allow him to force up a shot, because that could have been the opportunity to go to the line for three. You're going to the line for two. But right now, Andre Harris coming off the bench is providing a spark here for the Bearcats.
And the foul there is going to be number 10, Darren Dove. And Coach Adams wanted an explanation because from our point of view, I think he was right. I didn't see him touch him, but when you're going to reach like that, it's the optics that come into play, and you better make sure you get that ball, because if you miss, it's going to be a foul 9 out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10, as Harris knocks down the first. Baruch lead by 5.
You know, the referees can't see every hand touching, but if you could sell it and it looks close to a foul, more than likely you're going to get that call.
Right, and Dove makes it easy for the refs in that situation. You're guaranteed to get the call there. As it'll be York in the front court with John. John on the right wing gives it off to Harriet underneath. His shot able to go up and over. Alan Villar knocks that one down and trims Baruch's lead back to 3.
Good patience by Harriet on that play. You know, you had Alan Villar and Andre Harris flying in there. He stayed poised and was able to go up for the layup.
Bryler Page, crossover move, gives it inside to Alan Villar. A little too strong. Andre Harris comes away with that rebound. And it's going to be a foul call. Foul's going to be on number 4. Tyshawn Forehand Jenkins, senior guard from Thomas Jefferson High School out of Brooklyn. And smart coaching there by Nolan Adams' staff as they were trying to prevent Sixsmith curling out to the corner to make sure Forehand Jenkins cut that off. Instead, it'll be Bryler Page for the easy layup underneath. Kind of the misdirection leading to Baruch's advantage.
Right. If you're York, you're going to have to live with that, because I definitely don't want William Sixsmith to start getting hot from 3.
Now Forehand Jenkins pull up 3. His shot off front rim, no good. Rebound there by John, unable to tip it back in. Villar comes away with the rebound, and Jack Sixsmith's going to push for the Bearcats. Now inside to Harris. Looking for cutters, gives it off to William Sixsmith. Right wing 3. His shot off front rim, no good. Malik John coming away with the rebound, and York's going to push with Forehand Jenkins. Forehand Jenkins takes the pick there from Vaughn. Gives it outside to Dove. Dove working on the right wing. Pull-up jumper over Bryler Page. Around and out, no good. Andre Harris comes away with it, and that's the shot I think you want if you're Coach Alisi, to force York into those mid-range tough jumpers. Bryler Page, high arcing 3, no good. Nice play there by Andre Harris on the putback, and he'll go to the line for an opportunity for a 3-point play. The foul's going to be on number 2.
Andre Harris caught Darren Duff sleeping right there. With the opportunity for Darren Duff to go in there and get the layup, Andre Harris comes in, flying out of the air. Grab that layup.
And the foul there is actually going to be, on number 4, Tyshawn Forehand Jenkins. Coach Adams having a few words with Forehand Jenkins. I don't know. I think he said, why are you talking to the table for? I don't know if he was talking at the scores table for a moment there, but either way, Baruch have a 7-point lead, 23-16, as Luka Tamer's back into the game.
And, you know, definitely with a star player like Forehand Jenkins, you definitely want to settle him down and keep him focused in action on the game and not what's going on around him.
Chisholm handoff now to John. John into the lane, and he gets fouled. Nice play there by Malik John to draw the contact. The foul is going to be there on number 33, Alan Villar. That's going to be his second, as they'll send John to the line, an opportunity to cut this into the 7-point deficit.
This game so far has been a good one, Dave.
Definitely a defensive battle. Darren Dove leading York with 7 points. And Andre Harris also have 7, so no one big scorer right now, as it's coming from a group effort for both teams.
Definitely going to see it's going to be an effort of both the starters and the bench players. But it's interesting to see who's going to step up for both teams.
And John 0 for 2 on those free throws. Crossover move by Page as he goes right into the lane, and he's fouled. And the tempo of this game is a little bit different than we've seen most Baruch games. Definitely a little bit more chippy, and we've seen a lot of free throws here in the early going.
No, we've seen a lot of free throws, but we haven't seen that free-flowing. The game just keeps going back and forth. A lot of fouls, both teams are playing aggressive, and they're not giving each other nothing. If they're going to get points, they're going to have to earn it at the line or take a tough shot.
This will be the 16th free throw between the two teams as Bryler Page knocks down the first, extends the lead to 8, make that 9 as he goes 2 for 2 from the line. Baruch lead 25-16, a little under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Harriott pull-up 3 from the right corner, way short as Andre Harris gets the rebound.
2 air balls for Harriott on the evening.
And smart play there by George Smith Jr. Instead of trying to corral that wild pass, let it go out of bounds, and it'll stay with Baruch ball. Jack Sixman trying to push the tempo there. The ball gets knocked away, and it'll be Baruch's inbound on the far side of the court.
Yeah, you don't have to go after everyone, especially when you know the team already tapped it out and they're already going to crowd you and collapse on you and try to make you force a turnover. Let that ball go out and just reset.
Now Jack Sixsmith has it, takes the pick from George Smith Jr. Jack Sixsmith right into the lane. He falls down. I think that should have been a travel. The ball gets back out to Zucchino. Crazy pass there by Sixsmith. He pretty much tapped it out. Coach Adams wants a call. Bryler Page has it. And it's going to be a travel there on Page, so maybe ball does not lie.
Nope.
As Sixsmith maybe got away with one there, and Page gets called for the travel.
Yeah, if you're a ref, you miss a call right there, the coaches catch you on that. You definitely want to be keeping your eyes open just in case for any little thing. Bryler Page had to give a little stutter step to get away from that, but took too many steps on that play.
And now it'll be Chisholm looking for options, gives it inside to Vaughn. He's going to work on Harris. The defense collapse. And the foul's going to be on number 20, Joseph Zucchino.
Yeah, the mistake he made right there, he was caught in the air.
Jumped a little too early there.
Yeah.
As he was on the non-basket side of him as well. So you had Andre Harris already basket side against Akil Vaughn. You kind of want, at that point, Zucchino just to stay on the deck and, swat at the ball and try to create a steal as Vaughn knocks down the first.
Right, or even be prepared for the rebound if the shot comes off.
And he knocks down the second.
Before those 2 free throws, Baruch quietly, extended this lead to 9 points. Although this game has been back and forth, Baruch is quietly, extending their lead here.
Mostly by some great defense. Only 18 points so far in 18 minutes for York. Step back jumper, Andre Harris, way short. He hits the deck. And Tamer comes away with it for York College. Looking for options right into the paint. High floater, no good. Rebound loose. It's going to be Vaughn who comes away with it. And Vaughn's going to travel, and it's going to go back to Baruch. .139 remaining here in the first half. Baruch lead by 7.
Both teams at this point kind of have the same amount of turnovers, with York with 10, Baruch with 9.
Now Jack Sixsmith walking it up the court. Has Tamer on him. Goes into the paint. Swings it back out. Now George Smith Jr. up top. Hand off to William Sixsmith. Bounce pass to Jack. Looking for options. Back up top to William. Takes the pick from Andre Harris. A switch there. Now to Jack Sixsmith. Andre Harris calling for it. Now William Sixsmith puts it on the deck. Goes into the lane. Looking for options. It's Andre Harris weak side. He gets double teamed. Now William Sixsmith left open. Left wing 3. And they're going to say no shot. It's going to be a shot clock violation. And I think York really starting to feel some momentum here as they not only cut into the lead, but a strong defensive stand there for the Cardinals.
Has to be one of their best defensive possessions, defensive stands this first half right there. And with the opportunity to go back down for some points right here, they could definitely put themselves in striking position going into halftime.
Chisholm takes a double pick there from John and Vaughn. Chisholm looking for options. Going to be John left wing. He'll put it on the floor. Goes into the paint. He gets triple teamed inside, though, to Vaughn. A little too strong. Ball's tipped to himself to Jack Sixsmith, and the Baruch's going to push. Jack Sixsmith going really quickly inside to George Smith Jr. Nice play there by Jack Sixsmith. Pushing the tempo there for Baruch.
See, Jack Sixsmith's quickness is able to cause the pressure on the defense, but going straight to the lane is Chisholm. Couldn't get that one to go down, but going right back to the lane is Harriott off.
And John finally able to knock that one down. Nice spin move there by Chisholm to create some space. Unfortunately not able to finish. What would have been a very nice move. Baruch can hold for the final shot. 10 seconds remaining here in the half. Baruch lead by 7. Takes the pick from Andre Harris. Jack Sixsmith right into the paint. Zucchino thinks about pulling it. Andre Harris wide open straightaway 3. Off front rim, no good. Tamer loses the ball. Harris' shot will not count, and that'll do it here for the first half, which was a mild-mannered scoring first half, Jamal, as Baruch only lead 27-20.
Yes. Both teams in the first half were struggling to shoot and struggling to score, with the Bearcats shooting 37% from the field, but the York Cardinals only shooting 28%. The Bearcats' defense has definitely been at an all-time high here in this game, but some turnovers have played them early, and that was what allowed the York Cardinals to stay in this game.
And what you got to be thinking about if you're Baruch is you're only 1 of 11 from 3. You get a couple of those to fall, you could really blow this one open here in the second half.
You could definitely blow this one open, and you can definitely see that your pressure that you're applying on the defensive end and scoring buckets is frustrating the York Cardinals.
And you look at some of their key shooters, especially from 3. You're talking about William Sixsmith, only 1 of 6. 0-5 from 3. Andre Harris, 3 of 8 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. Bryler Page also missing his 2 threes. So some of your leading scorers really not firing on all cylinders, and guys that you know really need to get into rhythm in order to have a strong game.
Right. You know, and definitely when the three's not falling for you, the Baruch Bearcats, even from William Sixsmith and Bryler Page, have shown they have the ability to go to the lane, get buckets, on layups, and able to find the open man for open shots. So I'm definitely, even though they're not hitting their threes right now, the Baruch Bearcats are skilled enough to go ahead and use different parts of their games to go ahead and get offensive production for their team.
And we talked about Darren Dove coming into the game for York College, their leading scorer at over 15 a game. He's on pace for that. He has 7 right now. But what I think is most impressive is Baruch's making him work for it. 7 shot attempts to get those 7 points.
Yeah, 7 attempts for that 7 shots. But most importantly, these points came in that push to bring them back early on in the first half. After that, we haven't really seen much from Darren Dove, either missing shots or the Bearcats locking in on him defensively. We've seen Harriet come in right behind them with 5 points, followed by John with 2, Forehand with 2, Vaughn and Tamer with 2. So they get a little bit of production from a little different other players, but right now they definitely need Forehand Jenkins to step up for them down in the stretch here, as he's their second leading scorer in the season with 14 points.
Yeah, to your point, Jamal, only like you said, Forehand Jenkins not scoring. Darren Dove really getting locked down after that little stretch that he had. Only 20 points for this York College team in the first half. That's not a winning formula, especially with Baruch really not hitting their shots, because if Baruch are able to turn it on in the second half, they'll be able to pull away.
And that's one thing the York Cardinals has to fear, because I know Coach Alisi is up there talking with his team right now, making adjustments, getting them ready for the second half. And when Baruch comes out on top going into the second half following the first half, they definitely come out with a lot of energy and with the focus to come out and extend this lead and put the hammer down on the York Cardinals.
So Baruch lead 27-20 here at halftime. This is the second game of our CUNYAC doubleheader between York College and Baruch. If you're just tuning in, the women's game was before this. Baruch were able to win 66-52 in a strong defensive effort by the Baruch Bearcats. Don't forget to tune in next week. A week from tonight, it's the 16th annual Battle of Lex. It's going to be white out here at the Arc Arena. Everyone's going to be wearing white against the arch rival Hunter College. The women's tip-off will be at 5:30, followed by the men's game at 8. In between, there's free food, prizes, and contests in probably the most exciting night of the athletic year. Mark it down. Definitely come out. If you're on campus, stop by. If you're not, definitely tune in to the home of Baruch Athletics YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. We'll be back in 10 minutes to preview the second half of this game between York College and Baruch. Baruch lead 27-20. We'll be back.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional. In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional. In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena here on the campus of Baruch College. We are moments away from the second half of your game between the York College Cardinals and our Baruch College Bearcats. If you're just tuning in, this is the second game of our doubleheader. Baruch able to pull out a win in the first one, led by a strong defensive all-around team effort. 66-52. Baruch currently up by 7 as we get here underway. Alongside Jamal Chapman, I'm David Justin. Jamal, a strong defensive effort for Baruch as they only put up 27 points in the first half, but they let up only 20 to the York College Cardinals.
Right now, Dave, the Bearcats are playing very well. They're holding the York College to a shooting percentage of 28% from the field, and they haven't allowed a three-pointer on the evening.
As Andre Harris gets fouled inside, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 to get the scoring underway here in the second half. The foul there is going to be on number 3, Malik John. That's only going to be his second. So York trail by 7 here at halftime. Jamal, what do you think Coach Adams had to say to his team during the break?
I think what Coach Adams wants his team to do is to go out there and continue to play with that same pressure. He probably wants to get Darren Dove more active, get him some more open shots, but he may want to see Forehand Jenkins be aggressive and focus more on in the game and see what they can produce, because there were times in this game they put a lot of pressure on the Bearcats and even cut this lead all the way down to 1. So they're down by 9. They have an opportunity. There's only the second half just started. So if I'm Coach Adams, I want my team to remain aggressive. Let's look for Darren Dove and Forehand Jenkins to get active here in the second half.
Now Forehand Jenkins right into the lane. Bounce pass inside, looking for Vaughn, and it's going to be a turnover. And if you're Coach Alisi, you got to love the defensive effort you got from your team in the first half, but probably talk to them a bit at halftime about some of the offensive output that they've had.
Right. You know, Baruch went through spurts where they were moving the ball constantly back and forth, looking for the open shot, and then they had a stretch where it was just a give and go. One person catch the ball, and then they go.
Scoop layup there by William Sixsmith. No good. He'll get the ball back out in the corner. One dribble, pull up 3, knocks that one down, and that gives Sixsmith his first 3 of the night. 1 for 6 from 3, an uncharacteristic poor shooting night from William Sixsmith from 3.
Yeah, not what he's used to for shooting from 3, but it's usually that one shot that gets you going. So if he hit 1, you better expect him to get the ball again on that three-point line. He's going to let it fly.
And we talked about this a little bit before we went off the air, before halftime. Baruch's so dangerous if they can start getting those 3 balls to fall. Only 1 of 11 in the first half. Already knocked down 1 of 1 here in the second.
Right, if they only hit a few of those three-pointers here before the half ended, they would have definitely had a double-digit lead. And now Forehand Jenkins gets the inbounds in, but throws it away. Malik John could not come down with the pass, and the Baruch will be taking the ball out underneath the York Cardinals rim.
And it'll be Sixsmith to inbound, and Baruch already forcing some turnovers and kind of defensively picking up right where they left off in the first half.
And if you're Coach Adams, you don't like that right now, because you would expect your team to come out, execute, get some good looks out there, but right now 2 early turnovers is not what you want for the York Cardinals.
And an easy bucket as Jack Sixsmith finds William Sixsmith underneath. And Baruch already extending this, what was a 7-point lead to a 14-point lead here early in the second half.
And Baruch is very good when they get those turnovers. They're very good at executing and taking advantage of those easy points.
Forehand Jenkins, nice behind-the-back dribble, gives it inside to Vaughn. Vaughn double-team, goes up over Smith and Andre Harris, and able to finish.
A good play by Andre Harris right there, standing right in front of the defenders, going straight up. But a better play by Vaughn, going right up over him and laying the ball up.
Now it's Smith Jr. has it up top. It's Page, the Sixsmith brothers, Smith Jr. and Harris for Baruch. Sixsmith now drives, looking for options back to Andre Harris, and he has a smaller Forehand Jenkins on him. Now William Sixsmith up top. 3 seconds on the shot clock, has to get something up. George Smith Jr. shot no good off back rim, able to get that one up. And now Chisholm comes into the front court, finds Darren Dove back door. Nice bounce, hop step there, by Dove, and he's able to lay it in. It's Dove, Vaughn, Chisholm, John, and Forehand Jenkins here to start the second half for York College. Almost 3 minutes gone. Baruch lead by 10.
Talked about it, Dave. Dove needs to get going for the Cardinals here if they're going to stay into this game.
A nice pass there by Jack Sixsmith, finds George Smith Jr. underneath. Almost laid that pass off for him without even looking, knowing that Smith Jr. will be there.
Good 1-2 punch right there with Sixsmith and George Smith Jr. on that play right there. Jack Sixsmith has a good sense of how to operate on the court, and you see him cut it, and he knew he had George Smith behind him, just jumped off the pass. George Smith with the finish.
Malik John now into the paint, gives it off to Vaughn. High floater, it's good. Nice play there by Malik John to go baseline and find Vaughn cutting down the lane. Jack Sixsmith ramping up the tempo again for Baruch. Now Andre Harris has it, working on Malik John. Backs him down, step back jumper. Dirk-esque on the 1 foot. Now George Smith Jr. on the offensive board, and Andre Harris gets fouled as he receives the ball cutting almost front door and unable to lay it in. Foul's going to be on number 3, Malik John. That's his 3rd, so he has to be careful as we get to the latter part of this game and considering the fouls. Jack Sixsmith now looking for options. William Sixsmith, right wing. And Coach Adams wanted a travel call, and that'll be Jack Sixsmith up top with the ball. 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Jack Sixsmith right into the lane. Andre Harris now. He gets it. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, batted around, and it'll be Bryler Page who comes away with it. Fresh 30 for Baruch.
Good fight right there by George Smith Jr. to get that board.
And Andre Harris gets fouled on the entry pass. The foul's going to be on number 2, Divine Chisholm. And smart play there as Andre Harris has almost 9 inches on the 5'9" Chisholm.
Getting some solid minutes from all of the starters out there on the court for the Bearcats.
Inbound there to Bryler Page. Can't finish, but he's fouled, and Page holding his face, knowing he probably should have finished with a wide open layup, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's always frustrating when you're right there and you put up that shot and it just misses. You want that one back every single time.
I like the mind games there from George Smith Jr. York having a huddle right in front of the free throw circle. So George Smith figured, hey, I'll take a second and step into this huddle with you guys. Got pushed back there, I think, by Darren Dove or Akil Vaughn, not wanting some of the opponents in his huddle. But you got to love the mental game. I think that's just as much of a part of it, especially in the long grind of the basketball season.
Hey, man, it's a mental game out there, you know. I know they're using the athleticism. They're very talented athletes, but then it comes down to the mental game, especially when you're playing basketball.
And anything to really get under your skin. We've seen how many times have we seen here this year, Jamal, that a team just gets thrown off their own game, maybe for something that they're not doing right or just something that Baruch was able to get in their head about.
Right. You seen earlier with Forehand Jenkins, he had that little blow up on the sideline.
Coach Adams had to settle him down personally as Chisholm gets fouled on his layup attempt, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Divine Chisholm shooting an impressive 77% from the line this season.
First one's up, and it's good.
As a whole, York actually very impressive. Has to be one of the top numbers we've seen in the conference as they shoot 71% from the free throw line as a team. So definitely a threat as they go to the line where you can always get free points. So it's very impressive that Coach Adams has a team shooting such a high percentage at the line. Chisholm knocks them both down, so it's back to 10. Baruch lead 38-28, a little bit more than 4 minutes gone here in the second half. Jack Sixsmith will walk it up as Tamer and Harriot come to the scorer's table to check back in for York. Bryler Page has it up top now. Zucchino on the left wing. He just checked into the game for William Sixsmith. Looking for options. Now George Smith Jr. up to Jack Sixsmith. Now Bryler Page. And he's going to travel. He moves that pivot foot. So some strong D by York, and you can feel a little bit of momentum going in their favor as they're able to knock down some free throws on one end with Chisholm and force a turnover against Baruch on the other.
This is reminding me of the first half where, you had that stretch where the Bearcats were able to come out strong, get a couple of buckets, and New York getting some defensive stops, converting on the offensive end. They find themselves down 10. There's a lot of time in this game, and this game is still in their reach.
Tamer has it now at the free throw line. A couple spins there, turnaround jumper, no good. He's able to create some space just with that pivot foot. And now Jack Sixsmith will push, going right to left strong. Can't finish at the rim. George Smith Jr. can't corral that rebound. And that's something you want to see him get both hands on and bring it in.
Right, I think he's a little bit out of position out there, going off to the side.
Shot there by Harriot, no good.
But definitely 2 hands on the ball is the best way to come down with the rebound.
And now Forehand Jenkins has it up top. Dove and now Tamer on the right wing. Pick here comes from Vaughn. Looking for options, back up top to Forehand Jenkins. He'll take the pick from Vaughn also on the right. Forehand Jenkins goes past Zucchino. He's looking for contact, no contact. he initiated some contact, no foul call, and he's able to finish off the glass. Baruch lead cut to 8.
Forehand Jenkins coming in that 5'10 frame, was able to get the contact, flip the ball up, and it just rattled in on that one.
Now Bryler Page has it up top. Bryler Page, the newest member of the 1,000-point club here at Baruch, and the 24th member to do so. He pulls a left wing three, a little too strong. Andre Harris, a few tips. And it'll be forehand Jenkins who comes away with it, though, for York. He'll push to Tamer. Tamer right into the lane against Zucchino. High off the glass, off back rim, and able to finish. Nice play there by Luca Tamer.
And he talked about it. The York Cardinals, they're in striking position, and they only find themselves down by 6. And you hear the chants from the bench. You hear the chants from the crowd. They want the York Cardinals to play big defense, but the Bearcats have an opportunity here as Zucchino pulls the three from the left wing, and it's good.
And it's going to be an offensive foul. Will the basket count, though? The basket is good. The foul is going to be on number 15, Andre Harris, underneath. And it's going to be a reset of the shot clock. So everything's what just happened. It's going to be a foul against Andre Harris underneath. The basket's going to count to extend the lead to 9. And Benjamin Boateng will check into the game as George Smith Jr. will come to the bench. It was an off-the-ball foul, so the shot will count. I think some of the York players thought it was going to be no good, which would have been another big swing of momentum. However, Joseph Zucchino able to knock down his first shot of the game.
Yeah, that play right there worked into the Bearcats' favor.
And Darren Dove answers on the other end, and you were talking about it coming into halftime, Jamal. You got to make sure Darren Dove does not heat up, and I think he already has 5 here in the second. 12 on the night. Zucchino now has it on the left wing, gives it up top to Jack Sixsmith. Has Zucchino in the corner. Zucchino's going to step out of bounds, and they'll go back to York College. And Jamal, I don't know about you, but I can feel the momentum swinging a little bit here in favor of York College.
York College is definitely in striking position as Forehand Jenkins bring the ball up the court. But they definitely have an opportunity here to put the pressure on the Bearcats. How will the Bearcats respond? We're going to find out.
And it's so important as Harriot forces a wild shot that is corralled by Forehand Jenkins. But that kind of played into my point. I think you have to, if you're York, you got to make sure you don't force anything and you still play within your game. I thought that shot by Harriot right there was very wild as Forehand Jenkins drives, kicks it out to Malik John. His floater too strong, and Boateng comes away with the three. Baruch lead by 6, 7.5 gone. Andre Harris inside, his shot blocked from behind, and Darren Dove comes away with it. I'm not sure who got the block, but Dove will bring it to the front court. And Andre Harris, a chase down block, but Malik John able to lay that one in, and it's going to be a timeout for Coach Nolan Adams and the York College Cardinals. What a turn of events. It's going to be a full timeout here, Jamal, and what a play there. Andre Harris blocked on one end. Darren Dove comes away with it, goes full length of the court, and all of a sudden, Andre Harris seemingly out of nowhere blocks it, but it'll be a layup, an easy layup after that for Malik John, and he'll be able to finish it and cut the lead back to 4, 41-37 with 12:17 remaining. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting, but what a play there on both ends. Defensive, and obviously John really able to get that open layup after some of the great defensive plays.
Yeah, it definitely started off with that block on the defensive end. I think it was John who got in there on the block, but Dove came down, was able to go the full length of the court, weaving through the defenders, and R.J. Harris coming all the way from the other end. You gotta love his hustle. Came down and be able to get the block. But you want to see the Bearcats go ahead and get that rebound once that block is made. You had, I think it was John flying right back in to put up the layup and was able to convert on that play. And that's definitely what you don't want right now, because only down by 4, the momentum has definitely gone in the favor of the York Cardinals, and the Bearcats definitely need to slow them down if they want to walk out of here victorious.
Baruch at one point was up 38-27. It's been a 10-3 run. The only points for Baruch coming from a 3-ball by Joseph Zucchino. So the lead is now 4, and Coach Adams has to be happy with his team's effort, here in the second half.
They're not giving up. They realize how close they are, and they realize that they can hang out there with the Bearcats, and they're showing proof right now.
It also helps when 3 of your key players in Forehand Jenkins, Darren Dove, and Malik John, all seniors, so understand the situation. And we've seen some on-court coaching, as that's a wild shot by Tamer by forehand Jenkins, specifically on the defensive end. Now Boateng has it up top. Andre Harris calling for it. Boateng almost gets that knocked away by Harriott. Nice play there by Jack Sixsmith. Goes right in, can't finish. The tip by William Sixsmith, no good. And it'll be Tamer comes away with it. Darren Dove quickly into the front court. Has Boateng on him. He'll slow things up. It'll be Harriott to forehand Jenkins. Tamer now, and Jack Sixsmith will come out and defend him. Looking for options. Terrible pass there by Tamer. It looks like Darren Dove was going to curl back and go towards the basket. Even with that, it looked like it was a little long. And the ball will go back to Baruch. And Baruch need a bucket here just to get some rhythm going. Scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. Andre Harris catch, a release. He's able to knock it down. Mid-range jumper for Harris. And that's his bread and butter.
Right there's his spot, that free throw line jumper. But the York Cardinals are looking to answer the Bearcats right here.
Forehand Jenkins up top. Looking for options. It's Malik John. John trying to get it inside to Dove. He's able to do so. Working on Page. Able to finish with the left hand. Great positioning there by Darren Dove, who's starting to have a big game here for York College.
But it all started with that good entry pass. He's able to catch the ball and able to go straight up for the layup.
Dove has 14 now on the evening. Straightaway three. Bryler Page. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Bryler Page. Baruch lead by 7, coming in on the halfway point of this second half.
Now we're starting to get a little back and forth between the Bearcats and the Cardinals.
Relentless D here from Jack Sixsmith. Forehand Jenkins has to corral that ball in his own backcourt. Darren Dove, nice pump fake there. Got Boateng in the air. Shot off left rim, no good. Andre Harris comes away with the rebound. Jack Sixsmith up to Boateng in the corner. William Sixsmith. Oh, that shot no good. Andre Harris on the rebound. And he'll give it up to Jack Sixsmith. Now Bryler Page over to Boateng in the corner. Boateng crossover move. He's fouled and one. Are they going to say it was on the floor, though? The shot is not going to count, and that's interesting. I thought he got that one off. They're not going to give continuation, and they'll go back to York College. With Baruch underneath. And they'll have 22 seconds to work a play.
Yeah, Boateng made the right play on that one. You get the contact, you hear the whistle, just put a shot up.
And the inbound now up top to Andre Harris, and I'll give York College credit. Always watching William Sixsmith coming off those inbound plays. A nice shot there by Andre Harris on the elbow jumper, extending the lead back to 9.
Right in that same spot. That mid-range area is his game.
Now Vaughn has it inside. Boateng on him. Chisholm takes the pick from Vaughn. William Sixsmith out on Chisholm. Forehand Jenkins calling out the play. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Forehand Jenkins working on Jack Sixsmith. His shot was tipped, and they're going to call a foul on Andre Harris, and Andre Harris did not agree with that. I think he had a hand on his hip, but he also got tip of the ball, so that's going to send forehand Jenkins to the line.
Yeah, it's always tricky when you got a smaller guard going up against a taller player. Most of the time when you jump in the air and there's a little bit of contact, they usually get the call most of the time.
Forehand Jenkins, an impressive 77% from the line this season. And off on the second, goes 1 of 2 from the line. Benjamin Boateng will get the read. Jack Sixsmith to walk things up into the front court. Coach Alisi calling out the offense. Gives it off to William Sixsmith. Now Boateng up top. Hand off to Page. Page into the lane. Crossover move on Chisholm. Loses the ball. Andre Harris, high floater. That rattles around and in. And almost a lost possession there. Goes back to Harris, and he's able to finish as now Baruch lead by 10. It'll be forehand Jenkins in the front court using a pick from Vaughn. Almost loses the ball, dribbling a little too much. Now Harriott, who just checked into the game, gives inside to Vaughn. Nice block there by Boateng. Harriott pull-up jumper, no good. Andre Harris on the rebound.
And it seems like the Bearcats have been fighting and clawing back.
Bryler Page, corner 3, shot no good. Rebounded there by Harris, and another possession for Baruch. And an out-and-one play. Andre Harris going right to the lane and able to finish. And a strong play there. The foul's going to be on number 14, Brandon Harriott.
6 unanswered points for Andre Harris. And that's a credit to the Baruch Bearcats with 13 offensive rebounds on the evening. The Baruch Bearcats are definitely flying around. They're remaining active, and the York Cardinals are definitely letting this one slip out of their hands.
Andre Harris knocks that one down, and so he gets the and one. Jack Reese checking into the game as Jack Sixsmith comes to the bench, and forehand Jenkins will walk it up the court for the Cardinals. And to your point, Jamal, you had the lead cut down to 4, now extended back to 13. So definitely a game of runs right now as Baruch are on a run of their own.
And it's only a matter of time before, once Baruch starts to open up a lead and they start to feel it and the shots are falling, they will extend this lead.
And Tamer no good. Boateng on the rebound, a little under 8 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Jack Reese walks it into the front court, gives it over to Boateng. Boateng looking for options. Ooh, nice crossover move by Boateng into the lane, finds Page. Now finds the cutting Reese. He's fouled and one. Jack Reese able to finish off the glass, and that's going to pump up the team.
Bucket and counted. The Baruch Bearcats right now are on a 7-0 run. And that's just a testament to their passing. It all started with Benjamin Boateng. Make the move. He could have went straight to the basket and scored. Found Bryler Page. Bryler Page found Jack Reese cutting. Able to pull up the shot.
Great movement by Baruch off the ball, more importantly, able to create open passing lanes. Baruch lead by 16. And if the Cardinals are not careful, Baruch are really going to blow this thing open here and late in the second half. It's Chisholm, John over to forehand Jenkins, left wing. Malik John now creates some contact, able to finish over Andre Harris. Nice body control there by Malik John as he rose up.
Good play by Malik John, and is able to get that layup to fall.
Now it'll be Boateng, hand off to Bryler Page into the lane. Bryler Page gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Coach Adams wants to know where the foul call on that one was. Almost another and-one opportunity for Baruch.
That's definitely the play you want to do. You want to take if you're Bryler Page. He definitely had an opportunity to go straight to the lane, and he went ahead and took it, got the contact, be going to the line for 2. Extend this Baruch Bearcat lead.
And Bryler Page knocks down the first, extending the lead to 15. Off short on the second. Ball's batted around. It's going to be that Chisholm comes away with it. This ball's still loose. Chisholm, no, it's going to be Jack Reese on the steal. Nice play there by Reese. And he gets it across the timeline to Harris. Bryler Page has it. Wild play and wild pass there by Page. Trying to find Andre Harris cutting, maybe forcing a little too much where it was Baruch there.
Right, I think if he had held that ball just a second longer, then made the pass, Andre Harris would have been there for the layup. He definitely would have loved to have that one back.
Devine Chisholm comes to the bench as Darren Dove checks back into the game. 6:48 remaining here in the ball game. Vaughn inside. His pass stolen, though, as Jack Sixsmith comes away with it. Finds Andre Harris ahead of the pack. 3 ball for William Sixsmith. Way long, but Jack Reese comes away with the rebound.
And another offensive possession.
William Sixsmith drives into the paint. High floater. No good. Tipped out there again by Jack Reese. What a play there by Reese. Back-to-back offensive rebounds.
And if the Bearcats are victorious tonight, definitely offensive rebounds and getting more offensive possessions is going to be the real reason why they're successful.
William Sixsmith now into the lane. Kicks it out to Jack Sixsmith. Cross-court pass to Reese. Wide open corner 3 by Reese. He rattles that one home. Jack Reese hits a 3. Extend Baruch's lead to 18. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout for Baruch as Jack Reese having a great second half here. Knocks down that 3. A couple offensive boards to go to his name as well. And Jack Reese just having a great all-around game for Baruch right here in the second half, getting him solid minutes. And something we really don't see that often, Jamal. Jack Reese and Jack Sixsmith on the court together.
Their speed right now on the court has been beneficial for the Bearcats. As you've seen Jack Reese flying in there for rebounds on that last possession, so keeping the ball going for the Bearcats. And you also know Jack Sixsmith can get the ball up in a hurry. So that 1-2 punch it's just going to put a lot of pressure on the defense and for them to react. And with them going that fast, either is it bringing it up the court or going to the lane, that's only going to create open shots for other Bearcats.
Jack Reese has 6 tonight. Impressive night also for Jack Sixsmith. That's his 8th assist of the evening. So a monster game for him, and true point guard here for Baruch Bearcats.
And he's had many games like that in this season.
Malik John swings it around to Dove. Dove looking for options, but Reese is draped all over him. Now forehand Jenkins up top, straightaway 3. Way off, barely grazes the rim. Ball's loose, and it's Jack Sixsmith who comes away with it. He's going to push, go end to end. Nope, instead he'll curl back. Smart move there by Sixsmith. And now Boateng has a crossover move right into the lane. Off the glass, able to finish. Benjamin Boateng. He's got 6 now. And Baruch having a lot of different guys put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, it's like once they get that lane and they see they could drive, they're going straight to the lane and they're going to put up that shot.
The foul there is going to be on number 25, Benjamin Boateng. That's his 3rd. So it'll be side out underneath the basket for York College. Forehand Jenkins has it now. Foul's going to be on Jack Sixsmith. No shot. And that's going to, the next foul is going to put Baruch into the single bonus, as that is their 16th foul. Baruch lead by 20, coming on 5 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Inbound here to John. John goes baseline, able to roll that one in. Nice play there by Malik John.
Able to use his body, catch Boateng falling back, and go right up for the layup. But they find themselves down 18 with a little bit under 5 minutes to go in this game. The Bearcats just have to run some clock and get some good offensive possessions.
William Sixsmith, the lane opens wide open for him. I think they assumed he was going to pass. They're going to call a delay game on white 24. That's going to be Jack Reese. That's his first, so nothing to do there except just a warning for next time.
Right. And even on William Sixsmith, that little drive right there, I don't know if they thought he was going to either pass or shoot, but they backed up, and then he went right to the rim.
I could have laid that one in there, Jamal. The shot by Dove is no good. Jack Sixsmith comes away with that rebound, but he might have slipped. I don't know. He's holding his knee a little bit. You can see him limping as he gets up. Forehand Jenkins' shot is blocked by Reese. Yeah, Jack Sixsmith definitely hurting a little bit as Benjamin Boateng finished with the right hand.
Benjamin Boateng out there doing it with style. First driving to the lane, getting the contact, laying the ball up, and then with the reverse.
He has 8. Nice shot there by Malik John from the mid-range. And that's going to be a timeout there for Nolan Adams. That's going to be a full timeout for York College. So with 4:05 remaining here at the Arc Arena, Baruch leading by 20 here in the second game of your doubleheader. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. 4:05 remains, 66-46. Baruch leads. It'll be the Sixsmith brothers, Jack Reese, Benjamin Boateng, and Alan Villars just checked into the game. As the ball's on the right wing to Boateng, inside to Sixsmith. Back outside to Reese. Reese going to drive baseline, up top to Sixsmith. William wants it right wing. Deep 3 from William Sixsmith. No good. Rebounded there by Tamer for York. And now forehand Jenkins right into the lane. Kicks it back outside. Darren Dove. Ball swung around to Malik John. Ball still loose. John has it, looking for options. It's going to be forehand Jenkins up top. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the ballgame. Tamer high off the arc. No good. Malik John able to knock that one down on the tip, and he gets fouled.
Quietly on the night for for the York Cardinals. Malik John has definitely been a bright spot for them. 10 points, shooting over 70% from the field, 4 boards, and 4 assists. He's definitely been balling out for them. That's the reason that they're in this game right now.
Opportunity to make it 11 points here, but, a couple possessions could really end this game for Baruch. You're talking about an 18-point lead, and if you're Coach Adams in the York College Cardinals, you got to figure out a way to put the ball in the hole quickly and make some defensive stops on the other end.
Right. I want to see if they may even go to the full court trap.
As then John off on that free throw. And nope, it'll be forehand Jenkins who picks up Jack Sixsmith almost the full length of the court. Now Boateng has it up top. John on him looking for options. It's Jack Sixsmith again on the right wing. Villar up top. Hand off to Reese. Pick from Villar. Reese right into the lane. Gives it inside to Benjamin Boateng. His shot no good. They're going to call it a jump ball. Nice defensive play there by number 12, Akil Vaughn. Andre Harris comes into the game as Benjamin Boateng takes a seat. Interesting play there. I feel like Benjamin Boateng has been Baruch's hottest player in the last few minutes.
He's definitely come off the bench and gave them a spark that they definitely need. We're talking about on the evening. Benjamin Boateng, 8 points and 11 boards off the bench in 16 minutes of play.
Nice steal there by Jack Sixsmith as they were trying to find the backdoor pass. Now ball swung around. Oh, almost had William Sixsmith for the 3. Instead, Jack Reese will slow things up. He has Dove on him. Double pick there from Villar and Harris. Harris now up top. Looking for options. It's William Sixsmith left wing. Sixsmith drives into the lane. Jack Sixsmith up top looking for options. Inside to Andre Harris. Andre Harris working on forehand Jenkins. Jack Sixsmith, a push shot there. Shot no good. Ball batted around, and it's William Sixsmith that comes away with it. Monster rebound there for Baruch, and Alan Villar wants it inside, but the smart play which Reese is doing is slowing it up and wasting some clock.
Baruch Bearcats are out rebounding the York Cardinals right now as Alan Villar goes with the turn and the layup, and it is good.
Nice play there by Villar, using some of his size to get position in there, and they finish with the left hand. Now Malik John, left wing, looking for options. Has William Sixsmith on him, up top to Chisholm. Now forehand Jenkins into the lane. High arcing off the glass. Nice play there by forehand Jenkins over the outstretched arm of Alan Villar. Baruch lead by 18, a minute and 40 remaining. And Jamal, I'm thinking this one might just be over, a little too much to overcome for York College.
Yeah, and the way the York Cardinals are playing, they're not trying to foul. They're not trying to be aggressive on defense. I think they kind of just realize this one is kind of out of their reach.
And Baruch should be, after this game, 10-0 here at the Arc Arena. Definitely the hottest stretch that we've seen in the 4 years of them playing at home is now Darren Dove has it up top for York. Gives it off to forehand Jenkins. Pull up right wing 3. Around and out, no good. Andre Harris comes away with that rebound. And a minute and 10 seconds remaining, and it's Jack Reese going to be fouled.
The Baruch Bearcats definitely know how to defend home court. Where right now with this victory, they'll be 10-0 at home. And with 2 games left on the season at home, one on February 7th against Hunter College, which is the Battle of Lexington. Then the following week, February 13th, which is the Bearcats Appreciation Day, we're going against College of Staten Island. Those are 2 home games. If they win both, they could go undefeated at home this season.
And Bearcats Appreciation Day because it's also Senior Day.
Right.
And what a group of seniors we have this year. The Sixsmith brothers, Bryler Page, Andre Harris, all going to be playing their last season here for Baruch. But a quality group going to be leaving, and definitely some jobs open for some of these Bearcat players to try to take, as the 3 there by number 5, Jaden Yano, who just checked into the game.
There'll definitely be some jobs open, but more importantly, these guys that are on the team right now could jump right in and fill them, and they have an opportunity on the court to show the coaches what they can do.
And so a full platoon swap for both teams. For Baruch right now, it's going to be Asaph Charles, Voss Potts, Otley, Michael Richards, and DeAndre Gibbs. And for York, it's going to be Jean-Luc Etienne, Jaden Yano, who we just saw put up a shot, Amaninder Pawar, Brandon Harriot, who's played a lot of minutes tonight, and finally number 2, starter Divine Chisholm. So York really bringing in as many players as they can right now, and Yano gives it off up top. Straightaway 3 there by Harriot. He knocks that one down, and that should do it here, Jamal. Baruch, a solid win, up by 7 at half, winning by 15, up 68-53, and a clean sweep for the Bearcats over the York College Cardinals.
No, it's been definitely a great game for the Bearcats, an all-around game for the Bearcats, facing adversity at times. When you see in that first half, Darren Duff coming back, bringing his team, putting his team back on his back. But the Bearcats at every point, answering the York Cardinals, matching them at every point. And then once they got threes to fall, the game totally changed and it blew it wide open. And also, out-rebounding them on the offensive end. There were so many times where the Bearcats were flying in. Andre Harris tapping balls, Jack Reach flying in the tap balls, and they all were able to get the rebound and get more possessions. So all around a great game by the Bearcats, but more importantly, their bench players played big.
Yeah, you're talking about Boateng, you're talking about Jack Reese. Alan Villar played solid minutes. Aquino played almost a half of this game. Just a lot of contributions from a lot of different players. Of course, Andre Harris leading the way with a double-double, 18 and 11, 2 steals and 2 assists. Bryler Page had 12, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. But overall, Coach Alisi really has to be happy with the effort that his team gave tonight.
You definitely have to be happy with the effort, but you also have to be glad that at every time when they faced adversity, they rised up. They were able to slow down the York Cardinals when they were at striking distance. At one point, they cut this lead down to 4 points, and the Bearcats did not let up. On the offensive end, there was a stretch where Andre Harris just balled out, hit about 6 straight points for the Bearcats, and it was not just any regular points. It was points that galvanized the team, and then coming right back down, everybody else just stepped up. And you got to give a big shout-out to Benjamin Boateng. We're talking about 16 minutes. In 16 minutes of play, 8 points, 11 boards, 2 blocks, and he shot 100% from the field. Production like that coming off the bench is what the Bearcats need, especially from Benjamin Boateng. They're going to need him down the stretch. And to see him play like that is definitely something Coach Alisi has to be happy with.
As a high-energy player, I feel like Baruch was really stagnant in the first half when you're talking about they weren't getting their shot going. They were shooting like 37%.
Right.
And then an energy guy like Boateng comes into the game, really turns some stuff around. A lot of key plays on both ends of the court.
Yeah, because he can step in that position. He can also play center. He could play the forward, but he can also score. He could be that energy player, and you can see by the stat line, 8 points, 11 boards, 9 defensive, 2 offensive. And the Bearcats all around, we take a look at the scores. You know, Andre Harris, 18 points, 11 boards, a double-double. Bryler Page coming in with 12 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 2 boards, followed by William Sixsmith, 9 points and 4 boards. So it was a great collective effort from the Bearcats and their top 3 scorers on the season in the scoring column.
And we mentioned all the seniors that are going to be leaving this team after this year.
Right.
Benjamin Boateng's going to have a huge role as a senior next year on this team. You already see it now coming off the bench, doing great things. 8 and 11 in only 16 minutes of play. Extrapolate that into 32 minutes of play. He's dropping 16 and 22, which would be an insane game. But someone maybe starting next year, those are the type of minutes he may be playing.
No, definitely Benjamin Boateng has to be impressed and have to feel good about what he's doing so far coming off the bench, and excited for what's to come next season, because he's going to be that guy next season, and they're going to really rely on him. But for now, this role that he's playing, he's doing very well at it, and he comes off the bench and give the Baruch Bearcats that spark they need every single game.
So a solid all-around day for Baruch basketball, as the women able to win the first game against York 66-52. The men adding one more point to that, winning by 15, 68-53. So a clean sweep over York College. Next game is going to be on the road at Brooklyn on Tuesday, February 5th. The first tip-off's at 5 p.m. The second tip-off's at 7:15 p.m. Our next broadcast will be a week from tonight. It is the Battle of Lex against Hunter College. Jamal, it's going to be our 4th here at the Arc Arena. It's always a fun night. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. It's going to be, as Brian knows, who was on our earlier broadcast, he's going to be in the stands, so it's going to be a loud, crazy night. Definitely come out if you're here. It's going to be a whiteout, so wear your white, show your Baruch pride. If you're not here, definitely tune in to hear our broadcast. The first tip is going to be at 5:30. The ladies' game and the men's game will follow right after at 8 o'clock. There'll probably be a break a little bit in the middle. There'll be free food, prizes, and contests here. It's the most exciting night here at the Arc Arena of the entire season.
It's definitely one of those nights where you can bring the whole Baruch community together. Everybody standing arms in arms, cheering for their Bearcats. You know, this place turns into a madhouse, and everybody goes crazy. All of these stands that you see throughout the season will be filled, every single seat, every fan cheering, and this is going to be definitely a game that the seniors here are going to remember because they've been through it so many times. But I guess it's always sweet the last time you go through it. And I know they're going to want to walk out of here victorious.
So that's going to do it for us here at the Arc Arena. It's a clean sweep for the Baruch Bearcats over the York College Cardinals. Once again, the final of your women's game, 66-52. The men following that right up with a 68-53 win. For Jamal Chapman, I'm David Just. You've been watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcats, broadcasting the home of everything Baruch athletics. Have a great night, New York.